Without further ado, let's go out to the Denver Broncos inside linebacker. He's a captain. He's led the team in tackles multiple seasons since he's been a Bronco, as Henry's probably favorite title of his is a Montana State grad. He is an advocate for Special Olympics, and his newest title, Dad. Alex Singleton, let's bring him on. How's dad life treating you?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Dad life's the best. Little Talon, she just rocks. She sleeps good. She just giggles and laughs, doesn't cry. We're spoiled. So first one's a good one for us.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. I think she takes it from you, because I never really see you have a bad day. In fact, I mean, the worst day you've had probably in the past year, you still played football through the rest of it. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to talk about something awesome that you're doing, Alex. You're having a charity cornhole tournament next Friday, May 16th, in here in Denver, and to benefit Special Olympics. Why don't you tell us about this?
We're simple as that. We're having a cornhole tournament that raises money for Special Olympics. I'm hosting it. I'm going to get a bunch of the guys out there. We're going to have a bunch of special prizes. We're going to have a Bo Nix signed jersey, a Cortland Sutton signed jersey, 3 full team balls signed. We're giving away tickets. I'm giving away jerseys. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, as you can see on the screen right now, it's at Citizens Edgewater Park. To sign up, God, I got to send you the link. It's charity.
We've got the link in our description right
here.
So
link.
in
Cool.
the show,
everybody
everyone can just click it right there.
Click the link. T-shirts. There's going to be a ton of guys there. It's going to be really fun. There's a beer garden. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a cornhole tournament, which I think is one of the greatest things to do because everybody can play. It's a really fun time. We can all talk trash, have a good time, and raise money for a really, really good cause and something special to my heart.
Well, you're leaving one thing out of there. The reason that you like it's a cornhole tournament is because you're like an all-star at cornhole. So you just want to beat everyone's ass. That's why you're doing a cornhole tournament.
I may or may not have participated in a pro tournament so far, but that doesn't matter. That I'm not. People don't need to know that. It's just we're coming out to have fun and raising money for Special Olympics, and first place gets some stuff, second does, third does. So there's a lot of good opportunities, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been asking around trying to figure out who of my friends is the best cornhole player because I need a partner. I need somebody who can help me win this thing.
Well, I mean, you're on the team though, so like.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Yeah,
and that's the trash talk that's going to be out there. Is there going to be an Alex Singleton signed jersey? You said Bo Nix, Cornhole. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
feel like,
you're holding back.
That's just part of it, that comes with it. No, so getting the guys involved, it's going to be fun. I'm just really excited, and obviously the more people, the more money raised for Special Olympics, because that's what it's all about. Is giving back to them. And it's all going to Special Olympics Colorado. I know a lot of people have heard about the polar plunge and all that. So trying to start something that we can do annually and, raise money and have a good time.
I love that. And you mentioned how many giveaways are going to be there. We are going to give away a team entry to your event. To anyone that's tuning in right now, we're going to give away one team entry. So the only thing is you have to be here in Denver, May 16th, a week from this Friday. It's from 4. It starts at 4 p.m. In Edgewater, right by Sloan's Lake. So comment Alex in the Toyota chat. You hear in Dion, monitor that, and we'll give away at the end of this interview one entry to that. So comment Alex in the Toyota chat, and we will give one entry away for anyone else. And then also, if you can't make it, still click that link in the description. You can donate to this awesome event that Alex is doing. Alex, one of the awesome things that you're also doing now is recovering from a torn ACL. We saw you play 49 snaps on one ACL in that game against the Buccaneers when you tore it. And it was just, Sean Payton said he's never seen anyone play that long on a torn ACL. Now we're less than 8 months removed. How's the recovery going?
It's good. I feel like I'm on schedule. It's feeling really good. I'm, working my way into doing things with the guys, which has been the most important thing to kind of be on that timeline with everybody else during the off season. And so, I'm able to do that. And so, full speed ahead from me. We're going to just keep attacking this like everything else, and excited for this season.
So what's a timetable for fans to be looking out for you to be ready to go?
Yeah, I still can't technically fully say, but let's just say that there should be no worries about 49 playing this year. It's going to be I'll be out there.
I love that. And it's kind of crazy how you played 49 snaps on a torn ACL wearing number 49, and now we're not going to have to worry about that torn ACL. The final question regarding this is, do you feel like you're healthy enough now to where you could tackle Henry?
Yeah, that would have been about 4 months ago.
Yeah, no, it's just not fair.
I did tell people when the Super Bowl, because I went down for the Walter Payton stuff for the Super Bowl, and I was like, by that point I was like, I think I could have played football this weekend, and maybe not then, but it's I'm 7 months out today from surgery, so let's just say we're in a really good spot. So
what's
we
that
get 3
like?
more
Like,
months.
you have
more, so we're good.
You have like those 7 months, everything feels good, but has it just been like every day you feel better than the day before, or are there pauses in there where you feel like there's setbacks, or has it been pretty smooth?
No, I would say that's the one thing that's been awesome with my recovery, and I've been with Bo Lowry every single day since October 15th since surgery. I would say, thankfully I've just had kind of a steady incline, and one, I would have told you 4 weeks ago, or 4 months ago, I could have played football, but I know I couldn't have. But now, since every single day, that's 120 days ago, and every day I felt better. So every day I'll tell you I feel better, and then I'm kind of wondering when that time will come that it's just maybe I don't answer that question, but hopefully it just continue to feel better and just be better than I was before.
Alex, because you brought him up, Bo Lowry seems to be like this mythical, magical person with the Broncos now. I mean, before he got here, the Broncos, I think, were the most injured team, had the most games missed due to injuries. Since Sean brought him here 2 years ago, it seems like outside of a couple terrible injuries, obviously, like the Broncos have been one of the most healthy teams, if not the healthiest team in the NFL. You said you spent every day with him pretty much over these last 7 months now. Is he this magical person that can just make teams healthy?
No, I think that I just think there's a really united front between the training room, the weight room, the nutrition staff, the kitchen, and then with Sean, I think just everything's coordinated for us to be as healthy as we can in a football season. I think a lot of people talk about how our training camps are harder than other people. Well, obviously, the harder the training camp, the healthier our season. So I think just the stuff we're doing is the right thing. And the reason I got to work with Bo all season is because nobody else got hurt. I mean, we had me and Quinn Bailey were the only season-long IRs. I mean, you look at, teams like Detroit, most of those were freak injuries, but they still had 20 guys on IR. They all couldn't have worked with Bo Lowry on their team, So, thankfully, we were and have been as healthy as we can. But I do think it's the whole building. I mean, Bo is special. I'm going to give him all the credit in the world. I just think we do it the right way, and the culture and that shift of even that, not just the culture of the team, but the culture of the training, the rehab, and just the attacking, just staying ahead of everything. Kind of that prehab has been, taking huge steps really fast here.
When did you realize that, the Broncos strength staff and training staff was as good as it is? Because obviously you were here for that change. Is that something where you just say hey, Sean says these guys are good, so we trust it? Or does it take some time to realize that this is actually a group that you trust, you want to work with?
Yeah, I think it takes some time to adjust. And then also, there was a lot of guys, a lot of turnover. A lot of the training room stayed the same. Corey Jones in the weight room stayed the same. We brought a new nutritionist in. A lot of the kitchen guys kind of either moved up or moved on. And it just kind of, everyone kind of, I guess, under the umbrella of Bo and a couple other people, it just kind of went, hey, we're doing it this way. And, everybody just kind of bought in. I think we had a younger team the last 2 or 3 years. And so guys were, kind of learning what to do. And so having, the vets buy into that, it, makes the transition really easy.
Let's jump back out and talk to Alex. A lot of people have commented, Alex, in the chat. You hear and Dion, make sure to be pulling one winner in a couple of minutes. So, Alex, I hope you're spending less time with Bo.
Wait, I have so many questions first.
You should.
Where do we start?
Are we? First, you have to order a second piece of bread to make it a sandwich.
That's true.
You never
Yes,
forget.
yes.
You have to order the second piece, so don't forget that. It's important.
Is that what
but
you
it's
do?
Good. Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Just
Big
making sure.
Raisin Cane's guy. Love it.
Yeah,
Are you a beer guy?
Yes, we may or may not have had a beer Olympics recently, and Coors Light should have sponsored.
Yeah. I haven't had a beer Olympics in forever. We used to have like one a year in college, and those were maybe the best day of the year.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, speaking of Mexico and beer, we've got
Yeah.
a celebration coming up for you, Alex, in what, a month?
Yeah, June 15th. It's the official wedding. So if Coors wants to, which Coors is sold in Mexico.
You just think it was a Colorado
I've never
thing 'cause
been.
it's
It was
brewed
one of
here?
those things. Well, because I was. So sometimes you like see the pictures in like grocery stores, and it's like, this is the American food section. When it's like a grocery store in Italy or something, they'll have like some weird flavored Oreo and like some can. So I wasn't sure if like other countries have all this stuff, because like I guess we have Modelo's here. They aren't as good
We also have
as Coors.
tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of tequila.
Yeah, or did you know that tequila was sold in the United States, even though it's like a product of Mexico?
Yeah, but like we can't make it here. So the only way to get it here would be to buy it from them. Like they make beer,
Yeah,
you know?
they buy Coors. from here.
Can you make tequila in the United States? No, you can't.
You got to grow agave.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think it's like champagne. Like it has to be
Okay.
grown and made from a certain place,
Okay.
or otherwise it's called something else. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I love these conversations at noon on a Tuesday
Making me
right now. It
thirsty.
makes me think of the
Yeah.
weekend. But Alex, I want to know what you think about your new inside linebacker partner, Dre Greenlaw. I think a lot of people outside of the facility were surprised at like how much the Broncos win in on defense after having such a great defense last year. Dre was one of those big pieces. What do you think of him?
I'm really excited. I mean, watching him play the last 5-6 years has been nothing but good football. So I'm super excited. We've spent a ton of time together already. We can't wait to get after it. It's just exciting. We're still in that phase where we're not full on football yet. It's just kind of like working out and all getting to know each other, and it's all we talk about. It's just how exciting it's going to be. Just getting after the football. Like, we're so excited. It's kind of, I think this year, like what you said, a lot of guys, including in the building, didn't fully expect that. And when we got it, it was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Like, we just went somewhere that, a lot of teams don't ever go. And so we're really, really excited.
I mean, you can just tell by
Yeah.
the smile on your face when talking about how excited you are.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's going to be awesome. Like the
Yeah.
process after you find out that they sign him, you go back and like watch the highlights and you're like, oh, this guy's insane. Like, he's out there to like knock people down. Like, this is a legit linebacker who's going to be a monster middle of the defense. And like adding Ufunga, using the first round pick on Jahdae Barron, like that's got to feel like Christmas for you, just getting all these pieces added to a defense that was already one of the 3 or 4 best in the NFL last year.
No, yeah, it's where you sit there like, and you just look around like when we're training and you just see Huff and stuff. You're just like, we're gonna be like, it's gonna be special. Like, it's gonna be, and that's the fun part about this time of the year. Like you're saying, it feels like Christmas and all this stuff. We have such a good opportunity. So for us, it's to not mess that up. So now that's kind of the mindset we have to go in now is like, hey, this has to be everything to everybody in this building. Like as I would say, the Broncos for the last. Almost the entire time this organization's been around has had a top 5 defense. So even the last 10 years, people could be like, oh, the Broncos have been bad. Their defenses have never been bad. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, let's be better than the 2015 defense. Stuff where like that's what we need to chase. And it has, you have to chase it, when we start practice here in a few weeks in OTAs. And go get it then. Like we have to be the best every single day to get where we want to go.
So, I mean, my expectation for you guys is you're the third best scoring defense in the NFL last year. And I know that's just like one stat, but you were damn good last year. You get not only those two guys from San Francisco, first round pick, like Henry said, but you get you back as well. I mean, you only played 3 games of the entire season. Those are 4 big additions to a defense that was already elite. My expectation is best defense in the NFL, but the way you're kind of talking, maybe the expectations are even more than that, which is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah, just it's April or it's May now, but just we don't want to settle for anything. Is kind of where my mindset is. It's going to be, attack this and if in May you're not saying you want to be the best, that I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
Be realistic when December rolls around. But right now, all our, we have literally every single workout in front of us. So if we just attack them all to be the best, that's what you can be.
Is there pressure that comes along with that? Because like when we sit here and say like, hey, on paper they've got a chance to be as good as anybody, like they could be number one, like that. When the expectation is so high, I mean that. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think it's something. I mean, you have to crave that, almost chase that in this kind of profession. If you don't want that, I think a lot of guys, it happens. Guys chase, just money or certain individual accolades. But like when you want that to be the best as a group, to be the best as a team, I think you have to. It does take a certain amount of 53 and 60 guys to buy into being selfless for 300. I mean, I guess we started 2 weeks ago, so let's say April 25th till February 20th. Like to be selfless for that long is really hard, and I think it's almost ignoring the outside noise and just like looking around every day and just being like we got this, and being able to pick the guys up when someone doesn't have it, because having that every single day is tough. But just to have the mentality that we can do this, and to know that every single guy in the room is going to chase that same thing, is you should want that pressure. You should crave that and like desire it. I think like it almost sucks when you don't have it. And I, for a little bit, getting here, it was like there wasn't a lot of that going on here. And now I would say like there's people that are that are hungry for that success. And I think that's what you want. I think you want people that want the pressure, not people that, are afraid of the pressure.
I love that. And speaking of mentality, we talked to Talanoa Hufanga last week, who said Dre Greenlaw is like just such a chill dude off the field, but when he gets on the field, something switches and he becomes a desperate player, is what he said. I know you guys haven't taken the field yet. Have you seen any of that from him yet? Because I know that you're also like that as well. I mean, you don't seem like a guy that's going to make 180 tackles in a season talking to you right now, but you're going to go out there and be that type of guy.
180, 200. No, I would say, I've gotten the chill version so far. We've talked about stuff where it's we can tell when we start talking, you kind of get that like, almost like light in your eye where you're like, oh, there it is. Like it's right there. It's ready to go. And I think that's almost the worst part about the process is like, you have these thoughts and these conversations, but you don't even get to start chasing that until you can say OTA practices, not really. And you can even say training camp, but almost not really. Like we won't get to see that from each other until maybe 10 plays of the first preseason game. It'll be like, whoo, like there we are. That was fun. Like we just tasted it. And even I would say early in the season, it's hard to, feel that with people always right away, because it's such a long season that you're kind of, it takes, 5, 6, 7 weeks to kind of build that groove. So I'm itching so much to get there. And, obviously being injured as early as I was, I'm itching just in general, but just, you just want that back. You want that chase back. And I know he's got it, and I know Huff's got it, and I know the guys that we have that. So it's just so exciting. This time of the year sucks because all anybody does is talk about football. All we do is talk about the draft. We're going to talk about the schedule. Next week you guys are going to be sitting here going, we're playing blah, blah, blah week 1. If we start 2-0, we're going to be the greatest team in the history of football. But like, it's so much for us, like getting in a rhythm and a routine and like finding how we can all make each other the best we can be to be, how good we want to be.
When you weren't playing last year, what was the part of the game that you missed the most?
The game.
Just the whole thing? The whole thing? There's no detail in there?
Thing. No, I would, my day has not changed since the day I got back from getting surgery. Like I'm in here at 6 a.m. and I leave at 1 o'clock, and it's all treatment, lifts, and runs, depending on whatever step I'm in of that process. It's gotten, obviously a little more advanced, but like, that's what I do. I do rehab, I lift, and I run, or I run and like, that's always been the same. And so like, when I would see you guys before practice like that, it killed me to just watch them be going to practice and I'm like going home. Mm-hmm. Like those days like that just eats at you. And it was awesome, like coaching the guys and like helping out. But like, yeah, you miss, just staying on the sideline when the anthem's playing. Like that's the only time in my week I feel like I stand still. And I just had like this rush of emotion of like, let's go do this thing. And you get to have that feeling. Like I was watching the Avs game the other night, which was terrible. But, the anthem, and I'm like sitting in my living room and I'm like, I can feel my stomach like it's a pregame, like getting excited. And I'm like, dude, we still have 5 more months to do that. So that's what I would say I miss the most, is just like being in the game, being a part of it. And, being older, it's not necessarily like, I can't sit here and say I'm going to play 10 more years. It's not going to happen. So to like miss that time and miss the game, and just like I love being in the huddle, breaking the huddle, like getting out, figuring out what's going to happen, and just like running through a gap and hitting somebody. Like there's nothing that brings that much joy to my life, because it's different than the baby and my wife. They bring me the most joy ever, but that's a peaceful joy. Like an angry, violent, like physical, like kind of like caveman like joy. You don't get that anywhere else. And so
no,
like
you don't. And if you try to, you're going to be put in prison for it. So
yeah, so we're not
you got me so fired up for the season. Like you said, we all have to wait now 5 months for that. The final one for you, at least final one for me, Alex, really quick, is what has Coach Todd Davis been like? I know that you haven't been on the field for OTAs and stuff, but he's in the building now. You guys took him away from us, so now we got to get the intel on Todd from you.
Yeah, I'm actually going upstairs after this to go meet with them. No, Todd, he's locked in a cave upstairs with the other young guys. All the position coaches all have offices that have windows outside. He's locked in a dungeon somewhere, reviewing film, getting ready for the season. I would bet he's itching more for us to start practicing than probably anyone else in this building, because they lock those dudes away and make them break down everything. And so he's doing great. He's like the stuff I've talked to him and our new linebacker coach about. I think our room is gonna, obviously besides bringing Dre in, and like we're gonna take off. It's gonna be really exciting. I think we're gonna have younger guys prepared. Obviously Justin played a ton last year. Drew's, gonna be, Drew and Justin are gonna have a ton of reps this summer with me and Dre. And so it's going to be just really, really exciting to just, with having Todd, a guy who's played a ton of football in our room, plus it's just really exciting. So he's doing good. And so I'm sure you guys will see him this weekend at minicamp, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rookie's in the building this week. And just when you go and see him in his dungeon, tell him that's what he deserves. He doesn't deserve a window for leaving us.
No, yeah, and this will be the first time he sees the sun this weekend. So
yeah, exactly, and it's not even sunny out, so that's great.
No.
Yeah, I've got to show respect to the Montanans and ask you about Tommy Mellott being a Raider. What do you think of that?
Well, it's fuck the Raiders, but outside of that,
yep.
Outside of that, I'm happy for him. I'm excited for him. I gave some of our scouts a hard time. I was like, dude, we're gonna let this dude score 3 touchdowns on us? Like we can't. You can't give Tommy Mellott away like that. No, I'm super happy for him. And obviously, anyone getting drafted from Montana or Montana State, it's a big deal, especially when they're Montana kids. I'm super excited for him. I wonder what he's going to play. He's not going to play quarterback, I'm assuming. I don't see. I mean, he could. You never know, but that would suck because then he wouldn't see the field. I think, dude, I could see him playing. You know, he's going to be a punt returner. He's going to be a gunner on punt. I could see him being, dude, might play a little slot. He could play nickelback. He could play safety. Like, I think it's going to be really fun to watch just whatever he does. I'm excited for him. Hopefully he's active so I can get, I guess I'll hang, one silver and black in my house and have that jersey. But, yeah, outside of that, I wish him the best. I know he's going to kill it. He's one of those guys. But, yeah, I'm happy there wasn't any Grizz this year, right?
Junior Bergen, 7th round of the 49ers.
Yep, 7th round. Makes sense.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Oh man, Alex, we appreciate your time. Hey, you said like everyone's talking about football inside that building. We're talking about football, and you guys specifically 5 days a week, every single week. So we would love to have you on anytime you want to be on. We really appreciate you and for being on the show, for being an awesome guy, and then for also doing great things for the community as well. We've got that link in the description if you want to sign up. And again, if you can't make it, you can still donate to the awesome cause. We're giving away that, which we'll give that away after the next ad break. So make sure to stay tuned. And Alex, just thank you so much for joining us. We always love catching up with you and love hearing that you are so close to making that full return.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll probably be there very soon. Probably in one of those chairs. They're a lot more comfier than
Let's go. Let's go. Yes, we would love that. And we'll see you actually. I mean, I'm also going to be there. Henry's going to be there. We're going to be there next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see you out there at Edgewater Park or Edgewater Citizens Park in Edgewater next Friday. Alex, thank you so much. Go give Todd hell for us.
I will. Thank you guys. See ya.